Hello.
Hello, hello. It is once again Wednesday. Oops, wrong one. Not that one. That one. Sweet Subversives.
That one.
That one. That one. That's the one I wanted. Hi.
Hello. We made it to another Wednesday. We're
I don't know.
struggling. We're going to get through this week. We will
I
get through
feel
this
like
week.
I'm crawling up a mountain with my fingernails lately. Just to get
Yeah.
through this all the bonker stuff.
It's another roller coaster day, kind of around the country. We're
Oh my
we're not the only state that is having a bit of a roller coaster right now. So
I agree. It's everywhere. I, I who says this? I actually remember this week. Good, me too. I came. Kara came. We all came.
yay!
Yes. I love it when we remember. Oh my gosh. And I look at your glass and I laugh. I'm like, vodka would be the drink of.
Although I'm not doing vodka tonight,
Oh no, you just.
but so I have
Oh,
chamomile and honey tea.
oh, very good.
Um,
Oh, what is that?
with
Oh,
some Irish cream.
hell yeah. That
Because
sounds delightful.
I'm like, oh, I could put my coconut creamer in, or I
Or
could put Bailey's in.
I think Bailey sounds pretty.
So yeah, so I figured that will be like a nice cozy evening drink, and then I can hopefully ease on into sleep tonight.
Oh, that would be
'Cause it's
lovely.
kind of it makes it, I don't know, it's kind of like chamomile.
Like?
Yeah. I mean, the chamomile in it is nice and goes really well with the Baileys. And I
I
know it
mean,
isn't Bailey's. I know I got an off-brand, but
I think
it's
they're pretty
Bailey's.
similar.
It's Bailey's.
It's the Bailey's taste. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, it's good, especially because like this week in Minnesota, we just had like a kind of ice snowstorm.
Yeah. It's cold
Really,
out. It's icky. We got a bunch of snow.
I don't like it.
Did you get a lot of snow?
We got quite a bit of snow, but it's mostly melted. Our driveway is almost all melted. Malibu is coconut like.
It is.
You know, that was my rum of choice in college. My poor college days, we would get a big thing of Malibu. It was like the biggest one you could get, and all the girls would drink that.
Yep.
I don't remember even what we mixed it with. Was it
Probably
Coke?
Coke.
I think it was Coke and Malibu. Blech.
Big 2 liter of Coke and
And you know what? Like somebody gave me a drink not that long ago that had that in there, and I'm like, like, I can kind of see why I liked it back then. It's very sweet.
I think it was at your birthday dinner.
Oh yeah.
You had a Coke Zero, and then you're like, throw a little of that coconut stuff in there.
It is really good. I like coconut now more than, like when I was younger, I wasn't that into it, but that's good stuff. So, and on a cold night, like I think Bailey's is perfect. What college?
Bacardi 151.
Oh, that's right. Oops, I was trying to click on it, and my thing is so. I don't mind that. It's just I can't drink like I used to anyway. Like I don't know. I just don't like pooping all night. I'm like TMI, right? So or waking up in the middle of the night. I don't know what it does to my sleep patterns, but like if
it does pose your sleep pattern.
I wake up and I'm awake. I'm like,
and I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand the people that they're like, oh yeah, I have a drink or two and I go to bed, man. I am snoring like my husband. I am snoring all night long.
Oh my gosh, no.
I'm sleeping for 2 hours and then I am awake for the whole rest of the time. Yes. See, Pat knows.
Bailey's is perfect. I like the way it tastes on its own too. So
yeah, but this is almost like a white chocolate hot cocoa.
Oh, that sounds really good right now.
That's not quite what it tastes like, but that's probably the closest. It does kind of have that hot chocolatey feel to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm not drinking tonight, but I did break my drink. My hop tea. So I had the white tea one. I like that one. The super hoppy one, it's weird. It's just so hoppy that most days I'm not really in the mood for it.
Yeah.
But like all the other ones I really like. So,
I'm saving those ones for like when I have pizza or something like
oh
that.
yeah, that'd be really good.
Tomorrow, I'm going to make like instead of hot wings, they're cauliflower wings. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What do
So I
you use
got
to get it?
Okay, so you can do them in your air fryer or you can do them in your oven, but you just get a head of cauliflower and you break it into your florets and then you put a little of the hot sauce over it and then you either cook it or you air fry it. And then when it comes out and it's hot and it's ready, then you shake it again in the hot wing sauce and you grab them and eat them like hot wings. And damn,
That sounds so
so good.
good.
Yeah.
I'm
So I'm
trying to
saving
eat
my
less.
hoppier one for that.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be perfect with it. I'm trying to eat less carby stuff. I mean, that's kind of it's boring stuff because everybody is, but I'm just like, oh, it's so hard. I love pizza. I love like breaded chicken wings, chicken nuggies. So I mean, yeah, Frank's you got to use for like that.
So I'm using a different hot sauce, and it's an actual buffalo sauce. It's not just a hot sauce,
Yeah,
and it's a no sugar, no corn syrup added
good for you.
sauce because I'm trying to not do any sugar, any like
Me
added
too.
corn, of that stuff. I mean, if I'm going to add it, I want to add it because I want it, like if I want some honey in my tea or, whatever like that, like
Yeah,
I'm going to do that.
it has
Um,
to be intentional, not like sneaky stuff
yeah.
that's hidden in everything.
Well, that,
I
and I
agree.
don't like sauce that's sweet.
That's too sweet,
I don't like
especially.
that at all. So,
No. I'm actually there's a few brands that I've been trying. What was the one that you showed me the other day? It was it has
Primal Kitchen.
Primal. Oh, at Target. They have like really good ones. Their dressings are good. Everything's good.
Oh my God. And their barbecue sauces. Holy shit. Like that North Carolina mustard style that they have.
That's really good. And the
I could
carbs
drink
are
that
good.
shit.
I know,
Oh
right?
my
It's
God.
good with everything. So as you can tell, like I've been thinking about food a lot lately.
We both obviously are.
But I'm trying to eat healthier and take care of myself. It
Yeah.
makes it a little bit easier in this time to
Get better
deal with,
sleep.
get better sleep, not get depressed because everything is a shit show lately and
Not
a
like
dumpster fire.
have have rage burning its
Oh
way
my
out of
God.
my body.
I'm just, yeah, I get really mad lately and I'm not a mad person, but I'm trying really hard. I've been meditating at night just so I can like not like sit there at night going, oh, our governor's making me batshit crazy. God. Oh, and that's what the rest of our show is going to be about is what's making everybody batshit crazy, but
And
it's
some of it
kind of
is
hilarious.
hilarious because you're just like, who are these people? How are they coming to this decision? And others of it, it's just puzzling it. And some of it's just like,
It's like a Monty Python sketch where you're just like, okay, this is so hilarious, but man, are we gonna get to the punchline? Oh, it's my
yes.
sister-in-law. Better get two heads of cauliflower, but it's so good. I
So
know.
my husband is also going to be home for lunch tomorrow. He's doing a CLE, but then he'll be home.
Oh yeah,
And um, so I told him what I'm making for lunch tomorrow, which is the cauliflower bites, right?
yeah.
And he looked very dubiously, and I was like, okay, well, I'll get enough for both of us. He's like, oh, that's okay. So I got one head. I'm going to make it for me. I can guarantee you I'm going to get probably 5 bites, and he's going to eat the rest.
Yeah. I hate it when that happens too, is because the guys think they're not gonna like anything healthy, and then they try
Yeah.
it and it's delicious, and they're like, "Oh, okay, thanks." But
Right.
at least they're eating healthy stuff. I just think you need to have a stash hidden away so you can eat a little bit. Gassy. Yeah, you might get gassy. But you know what? Like I eat a lot of
I'm at
asparagus.
home. Who cares?
I work at home. The only ones that get really annoyed are my cats, and they don't really care. I mean, like they poop somewhere in their litter box and run around the house with stinky butts. So I feel like
Howling.
yes, going, Wah! I pooped and then I ran through the house. And they're like, what? So my coworkers are terrifying right now. Not so sexy when you say, hey, he can be gassy too if he's eating the same stuff. I feel like that's okay. He never farts. He smells like daisies all the time. Me, on the other hand, champion farter. Pull my finger.
No.
Don't do it. So anyway, I feel like I could talk about gas and eating really healthy foods all day, but I think there's some stuff going on in the world that is kind of mental.
There is. There is. So, we all know that this has been crazy times.
Yes,
And
totally.
like, and I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, this is unprecedented times." This is not unprecedented times. This is just crazy times. Like we are living in batshit crazy times.
It's
We
so
all
bad.
are, right?
Yeah.
And everything's just crazy. And it like every time something happens or another decree is done, you feel like someone's putting you on,
I know.
right?
It's
Like
like
like there's a camera on you and they
like
just want to see if you're going to do it and buy it.
yeah, because I guess I'm buying it now because like you could like we've had the craziest year ever. Seriously. So when are they gonna say something like, no way, come on?
Obviously never. So early on, like the first thing that really caught my attention on, and this is things health officials are saying like in public during like a TV presser, right? Things
Right.
you never thought you would see on a press conference ever. And the first one that I remembered was New York's.
Oh yeah.
And it was the New York State Health Department. And their advice, one of their suggestions for if you want to have sex was make it a little kinky. Be creative with sexual positions and physical barriers like walls that
Yeah.
allow sexual contact while preventing face-to-face contact.
Oh my
Like
god.
they put that out and had that in a press conference. They told people to do glory holes.
Glory holes in your
And
own
that's when
house?
I was like,
I mean, seriously though. Like really? Like
this is the advice.
and I will say, this is a rated R show.
Yeah.
Auntie Heather. Yes. Under the age of 18, not recommended for the whole show. It's very nice. But yes, we're going to talk about more crazy stuff. This is the worst, though. This is the worst of the show, probably. But we do talk about drinking and alcohol and drugs and stuff. So, like, maybe not for under 18. My Liberty Librarian show is more a little bit better, but yeah, for kids. But okay, anyway, back to it.
Right.
Glory holes.
Glory holes. Like
So
I mean, did you ever in your wildest dreams think that you would be watching a press conference and seeing a health official suggest to people that they should make a hole in the wall and have sex through it?
I'm thinking that's not going to work for most people.
First of all, that's a hell of a dude if he can do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying.
Like a wall.
He's
Yeah.
got some reach to him, if you know what I mean.
Wink. Yes.
Yeah, wink,
I
wink.
know what you mean. Say no more. Yes.
Right.
No. But like, how are they going to enforce this?
It wasn't even an enforcement thing. It was just even that they were suggesting. Like it was just this surreal moment of watching that and saying, did I hear that right? And yes, I did. But not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. In New York City,
Yeah.
their mayor put out a bulletin on how to have safer sex during COVID. And since deleted it because people were like, are you fricking kidding me? But put this out as a memo. The mayor actually of New York City put this out as a
A
memo
memo. Oh my God. Like,
that
really?
people should have sex through sheets of plexiglass.
Yes. Is this it? Like, is this
No, so
one?
that is
Oh, that's the New York
that's for
one?
the state of New York. But the
Plexiglass.
yeah, but he put out a memo and he took so much crap for it
He took
that
it
they
right
then
down.
deleted it. But the memo said was suggesting that people have sex through a piece of plexiglass.
This is like,
First of all, I don't know about you, but like I don't have big sheets of plexiglass just laying around the house.
no. And like, how does that work? Like, do you wrap yourself in the plexiglass except body parts that are
Well, the
open?
plexiglass is rigid, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
How?
and
Like,
it
do you remember the Naked Gun movie? I think it was, or the body
the body condom.
condom. Like, is that what they're telling us to basically do next? How do you breathe? I don't know. Just hold your breath. Do it really fast.
I like the suggestion that one of our people has. Yes, go with a hockey theme.
Hockey
I guess
thing.
you could go with a hockey theme. Well, and I was also thinking there's going to be some really weird porn that comes out of this time.
Yes. Can you imagine? Okay, like they
Weird.
always have the gonzo ones where they're out in the world, like having sex in weird places, and so like you're gonna get somebody with a plexiglass shield, and like, ooh, that plexiglass is so clear, it's so smooth, and people will be like, oh yeah, baby,
I know.
like gross, 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 gross. I can't believe that he sent this out as a memo to
Send it out
people.
as a memo.
And I was actually looking at the New York one, and they're very
Specific,
explicit and
very
specific
specific.
about like things you can do. Hey, if your spouse is like a little sick, don't have the sex. And I'm like, okay, so what if you get COVID tested and they come out clear? Nope, they're still a little sick, so you don't want to risk it. I'm like, even with the plexiglass? Like, Jesus.
We already made the hole in the wall.
What else can I do? Yeah. I mean, God, what about, okay, can you imagine all the people going to the hospital for splinters, you know? Like,
They said it was safe.
they said it was safe. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, God. This is the weirdest. Okay. So,
Now we get to Minnesota. So
Minnesota.
other list what your favorite one that we just got from Minnesota. So
Oh,
we had our press conference from our governor yesterday.
yesterday. Well,
And
and
let me tell you, the memes have been spicy and on fire.
they have been pretty fun. I have a couple slides that I made up for this
Nice.
occasion. I will share. Let's see if I can get there. Da, 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 da. There it is. Okay. So for those of you not from Minnesota, come on. I hit the button and I wait. And I hit the button there. Oh, now it's like not responding. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, it's just like frozen. But I'll talk about it. Okay, so Tim Walz, what did they call him? Tim Jong
Moon,
Walz or
Moon
something.
is the current one.
Oh yeah. So he has made it so the rules have changed on a restaurant, so they're dialing back and not having
He has a dial that he turns.
he turns it like an oven, so we all cook hotter or colder. You're like, thank you.
Right.
We'd like to not burn to death. So he has made it so bars. Okay, for our protection, young people are dangerous, obviously, except that he
Yes.
said they weren't.
They're filthy.
They're filthy.
They're dirty birds.
Yeah. And seriously, he has made it so we can't go to bars. We can go to bars, but not after 10, which is like on the weekend. Why does it even matter?
Yeah, bars and restaurants have to
Bars.
close at 10.
Yes, bars and restaurants have to close at 10. The fun stuff is they're getting really weird about, like the food thing. I think they had talked about you have to always have your mouth closed, your mouth covered in a lot of situations. And now they've made it so it is um I think it is banned to play darts,
Yep, you can't play darts in
to play
Minnesota.
pool,
You can't play pool.
and you can't dance. So we just became like, what? Oh,
You
well,
can dance if you sit in a chair. So the recommendation was you should do chair dancing.
it's just mental. Oh, that
And
is super weird.
so the so the chair dancing is getting a lot of responses to it because people are sending pictures of lap dancing. And
Ah.
they're like, dude, I don't know if that's gonna stop the spread of COVID, but I'm willing to do my part,
I
So
love it.
everyone is like dying laughing over the, don't dance standing up, do a chair dance.
Can you strap the chair to your butt?
I don't know. They're saying you can't do any activity where you have to stand up. That's right, men. Squat to pee. No more
Squat to
standing
pee. Or
at
do
the
they have
urinal.
chairs? Are they going to make the guys go sit on the toilets instead of using the
I
urinal?
don't know. I don't know. And I guess in like a lot of guys' bathrooms, like at bars, they don't even have toilet seats on their toilets.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's gross. I didn't know that.
I don't, that's not fair. Men should have nice stuff too.
That's icky. But
Yeah.
yeah, so they're not allowing darts are banned, pool is banned, and they're saying that those are activities where people would, be grouped together real close. And I'm looking at that activity and I'm like, okay, so darts, you're standing there and you are shooting them and you have to be so far from the dartboard and people aren't anywhere around the dartboard because darts could go awry. So you're actually in almost this cordoned off area to shoot darts. So when you're shooting darts, you're actually further away from anyone than if you were sitting at a table with those same people. And when you play pool, you have like a stick that's however long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in order to shoot with this stick, you can't have people around you. So again, pool tables don't have tables around them, right? They're
Yeah.
cleared out around them so that you can shoot pool. When you're shooting pool, you're actually further away than if anyone sat near you.
Who came up with this stuff?
I
It's
don't know.
so weird.
I mean, that is the craziest thing because when that news came out, because they of course leak things, the night and the morning before the press conference so that, everyone has time to digest it and then they don't freak out as much. But
Yeah.
everyone in the state kind of collectively went, "Heh,
That's kind of weird.
that's different." Which
Well,
in Minnesota, that's not a compliment. If
no,
Minnesotans look at you and go,
that's
that's
different.
different,
That's pretty much the worst thing we could say.
right?
It's like
That
that.
means we are flabbergasted at how awful or idiotic that is.
Yes.
And we are.
And we are. We totally are. I don't understand why they think any of this is a
Don't
good
you play
idea.
darts, Heather?
I can't, you can't stop me because I love darts. Oh my God. It's just like, why? I don't, I
And then,
am,
and then the other thing, which gets a little more serious, is so they were talking about gatherings. They're ramping down gatherings. So I think on the 27th, by the 27th, you can't have a wedding or a funeral or any type of party or outside engagement or anything like that that is more than 50 people. And then I think on December 5th, it goes down to 25. But starting Friday, you cannot have a private, personal gathering of more than 10 people, it doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, you can only have that short of a number. Oh, see you're coming on with the
Okay, here's what I gotta do. I have to close my window and leave for a second and come back because my window is frozen. But I'll be right back.
sounds good. So, ooh, we got a little echo there.
Yeah, it's because my other thing is on. I don't want to lose it. There we go.
Hopefully Heather makes it to the other side. So, one of the things that, they're doing is they're doing that ahead of Thanksgiving, right? And so you can only have 10 people max in your house or outside of your house, doesn't matter, 10 people max. And then it can only be from 3 households, and that includes the household they're coming to. So really only 2 other households, right? So, if you are parents that have 3 children, tough shit. I guess you gotta pick favorites for Thanksgiving. So yeah, and Pat Barnum is exactly right. It's like a frog in a pot. You just turn that heat up slowly. That's exactly what's happening here. So there's all kinds of memes coming out about this too. And people are just like, yeah, that's not happening. And so, you have families having these crazy conversations of, well, I'm bringing the mashed potatoes. Who's bringing the bail money? Because this is enforced. All of these rules, this no darts, you can only have 10 people in your home, like all this kind of stuff, or outside of your home, like in your backyard. These all carry. This is criminal. This is a criminal offense. Yep. When Welts finds out you bought a 20-pound turkey. Exactly. These are the memes that are coming out.
Yes. Okay, I got it to finally work.
It is either $1,000 fine or 90 days in jail. And so this was
90 days.
90 days in jail.
3 months
it's for your safety, though, Heather, because we don't want you to catch COVID. So we're going to throw you in jail where you will catch COVID.
That makes total sense. I'm glad someone's looking out for me because I would have made a terrible mistake by not by trying to risk getting COVID in jail.
I know. And this is hilarious because this is the conversation that people are having. Different little conversations like this.
Like if you have a huge family, how are you going to restrict it? If anyone wants to ask, we're just going to hide in the attic. Maybe I'll journal about it. I love that one.
I know. That's a rough one.
You disclose that you're recently out of work for 90 days. Can you explain the gap in employment? Well, you see, I had 12 people over for Thanksgiving in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, we're coming. Hope you don't get jail time. Yep. Everyone bring money to chip in on the fine. We draw to see who does the 90 days. Oh, man. Oops.
But yeah, so that's the craziness of it. And you could have good policy, right?
Yeah.
So you could have policy where you say, okay, I know you guys are going to do Thanksgiving because that's what people do. We can ask you not to, but that's the deal. So what we do ask you to do is we've set up a ton of COVID testing sites and just, get tested 48 hours before you go and have a great Thanksgiving. So, there's things that they could do that people would look at it and they would follow it. But what they've done with this,
no,
some people will go, okay, yeah, Thanksgiving's canceled. But the majority of people are not going to do that. They're going to have Thanksgiving.
No.
They're going to say F you. But the other thing that they're going to do is they are not going to cooperate at all with contact tracing.
Yeah.
Because if someone comes down with it, they'll be like, well, where were you in the last 10 days? Well, do they want their family going to jail? No, they do not. So they are going to lie.
So everything that they want to make sure the virus is going away, they're going to screw up by making unreasonable laws and rules that people won't follow.
They're making unreasonable laws that would get people in trouble who are their loved ones, people that they would willingly like die or go to jail for, right?
Exactly. You wouldn't
So
do anything to put your family in jeopardy. Nobody would.
so I mean that's the crazy part of it. And that like this is a really good example of public policy accomplishing the exact opposite of what you want to have happen.
Oh Lord, yeah.
This is just dumb. And the whole thing about darts and pool and stuff like that. I mean, people look at that and they're just rolling laughing. And that
Yeah.
breeds disrespect because now when you have things come out through public health, it's a joke. It's all a joke now.
Speaking of that, thank you, veteran Kara, for your service. And I was thinking about one day you told me, like in the military, you don't make rules that people won't follow because
Absolutely.
they need to be able to trust that you will always follow the orders.
Right. Once people don't follow an order, the next time is easier.
So
Way
they're
easier.
just setting themselves up for failure
Oh yeah. Yeah,
on a
big time.
major scale.
Yeah. Yeah, they're accomplishing the exact opposite of what they want. But we have a ton of other weird things.
Yeah.
We have weird things from other states.
Yes. Now I can read them.
Yes.
Like South Carolina, you can't have salt and pepper shakers on the tables in the restaurants, and they are only provided upon request. I've seen like a lot of restaurants doing
Yeah.
something sort of similar, but that's by their choice. But
Right.
this is a rule.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Like,
Vermont, no live entertainment is allowed inside or outside, even music. And then in New Mexico, they have that, but it also includes cooking demonstrations.
why is it so specific about that?
Is that a big thing in New Mexico? Like, is New Mexico like known for cooking
It might be. I mean,
demonstrations?
but I mean, like,
Does
I
it
think
draw huge crowds?
maybe
I don't know.
it's so odd,
I have
though.
so many questions about that one.
What is this? Anything that is passed among worshipers during a religious service is also banned in states like Nebraska and New Hampshire. So, what does that mean? Like
I
wine?
guess when you pass the collection plate,
So you can't
right?
pass the collection plate anymore.
I guess.
You can't. Well, you definitely can't pass a doobie. But that's been a religious. I guess you could have a religious service
Now
with a
that
doobie.
would be a heck of a church, but I don't think you're going to find that one in
Not
Nebraska.
Nebraska or New Hampshire. I'm sorry. I'm all silly today. I just don't get like the church thing. I mean, they're already making people at churches have distancing. So, and I've seen some where they're like they have it on some sort of stick or something, and then they hold it out and you throw your money into it. So it's not like you have to touch things if they do
Right.
it properly.
Yeah, they
But
have that basket on a stick.
yeah, but like
Oh, nice. Nice.
just smudging. But like
Getting good juju in the church.
yeah, like get this COVID's out of here.
Right. Incense.
Oh my god. I just don't understand it, Kara. That is bonkers.
I know, I know. And well, and so there's also cities that have like funky little things. So it's not like a state rule, but it's a city rule. So in state line Nevada,
Yeah.
if you go to a casino and you're at a table and you have a drink,
Yeah.
you have to keep your mask on. So you can remove the mask, take a sip, but you have to put it back on,
They need
or you
to
have to feed the straw up
yeah.
under your mask.
Yeah.
But you
That's
can't.
ridiculous.
And I'm not sure which is more ridiculous. The fact that you put a mask on, walk into a restaurant, sit down and take your mask off, eat, drink, put your mask back on and leave. So for 58 minutes out of 60, you're not wearing a mask. Or that you would
take it off, take it on, take it off.
take a bite, and do that like a whole meal. I'm not sure which is more ridiculous.
Are they gonna make us wear spacesuits where you like stick the food
Oh,
in and then it goes up?
have you seen those space helmets? They look like Power Ranger helmets and
Yeah.
COVID helmets.
Oh my gosh. Are people buying those though? I mean, they look like amazing.
I'm seeing them on Facebook ads, so people have to be buying them.
I want to have like a mech. I mean,
I thought
seriously.
about buying one, but not for COVID, but for a costume.
I know they're kind of neat. Like
But
if
they're
you
spendy.
modify it, yeah, that's the thing. They're really well made. And
Yeah,
I think they do have air exchange in them and everything. So, I mean, like you can breathe. So it would be really good for a costume, but you're paying big bucks.
you're
And
paying big bucks.
and you think like, okay, one thing I thought about the other day was that we all have these masks and we all have like all the gear and everything. What if like in a year, like what if they do have a vaccine and it wipes it out, like the magic, and like we all have this crap that nobody really wants anymore. And so I don't really want to spend $150 on a helmet if I'm like, if maybe it's not going to be here in a year or
No,
2 years.
I'll keep my mask that I just keep reusing and shift from pocket to pocket because it's very
So safe.
very safe and secure.
I know. I think about that. I have a face shield too, and I wipe that thing down. I actually am way better with my face shield than I am with my masks. But like, when you're running around all day, like you're not like you don't have 20 masks on you. Like you're using the same thing, and I swear I've seen people like dip theirs into their food even, and I'm like accidentally, and I'm just like ah.
Well, and all the people that drop them on the ground and
Oh
they pick
God,
them up
I'm
and
gonna pick it up. Yeah, it's like somebody somewhere dropped theirs in the toilet. You just know it, and you're
well,
just
and
like,
here's the other
what?
thing. Okay, so you like going in, you go to the bathroom
Yes.
and you poop
Yep.
and you
It happens.
flush,
Yep.
which aerosols poop.
It's like whew, up in
So
the
now
air.
you have feces in your mask.
Yeah. Right. I've noticed. Okay, this is a weird behavior.
I try not to think about it though.
When I'm in the bathroom, I've noticed a very Minnesotan thing is like people will be in the toilet before me and I'll get done and I hear they're done. They flush, but they know they hear me flush at the same time. So I go out to wash my hands. They sit there.
They wait
They wait until I leave.
because you can't make eye contact once you both are pooping.
Yeah,
Or if
no,
even if one of you has pooped, you can't make eye contact.
no. It's just like because they're like, yes, I'm the one who gave you COVID, whatever. It's like everybody poops. And
But
and this,
everyone's done that forever though.
I
That's just the
know.
thing in our state.
They're so weird in Minnesota. I'm sorry. It's such a weird state.
You're like, I have to stay in here until I die because that other person has to leave first.
Like we're gonna be like the people in Wally. Yeah.
Well, I like about the mask. Hers has been in her cup holder.
Oh my God. Yeah. Since the beginning. Like it's a good place. I mean, like you have masks everywhere. I have them in my purse. I have them in my car. I have them on my desk at work. I have them here. Like you never know. And if you forget it, then you are a pariah to society. So you need to have a mask. This is why I can't poop in public, right? I feel so bad though, because I'm like la 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 walking out, and then I'm like, I know there's a person, and you can just see them. Like you could just
They're
like see
waiting.
their feet, and they like leaning in a way that you're like, I know you're done. You flushed. You're waiting for me to leave, and I just like, I'm sorry. I'll get out fast. you
Yeah.
know, and we don't have the they used to have the what do you call it, the single stall bathrooms at work, so you could sit by yourself in there and feel like you're safe, and that they closed them off to COVID now because they don't want have enough people to keep them clean, so they limit to the big one. It's freaking stupid. I know, so I feel less safe.
That is that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So Massachusetts,
Oh yeah.
this does not surprise me about Massachusetts, and I'll tell you why. So they have now imposed a curfew on their residents. So you have to be home. You can't be out on the streets from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Everybody.
Curfew. But what about, but
Curfew.
some people work during those times.
I would suppose they have a note and they can work, but you can't be out and about from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m.
They're bored.
And this does not surprise me about Massachusetts because where did the Puritans settle?
Yes. Massachusetts.
And that's such a Puritan thing to be like, nothing good happens after 10 p.m.
That's when the COVID strikes.
That's right.
Like,
People will
really?
be doing bad things, and you know what happens when you do bad things? God gives you
God
COVID.
strikes you down. And COVID. But why? I mean, really, like, I mean, there's business that happens at night. There are
Not
things,
anymore.
I guess not. You can't be like somebody who works like third shift anymore, really. I mean, unless you go right
Think
there
about
and compare.
second shift. Second shift is totally hosed
Oh,
because
God,
now
yeah.
a lot of times you get done with work and you want to run your errands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Well, yeah, because like I mean, like Walmart used to be 24 hours. A lot of grocery
Right.
stores were 24 hours. So
So you get
second
off
shift
at
people,
10,
you
10:30,
could do your grocery shopping later, and like you'd be
go out to
fine.
dinner.
I know it. Like there are a lot of people who work weird shifts,
Nope.
and there. I mean, like is even McDonald's open late anymore? Because they just have the drive-through now. I
I
mean,
think that's just crazy. So California, which is known for a lot of things, and we've also covered some of the things that they've done. So their thing is
oh,
if you're going to sing,
whisper it.
you have to do so in a whisper. So you
Whisper
need to
it.
sing like this.
Don't sing it too loud, or the COVIDs will go across the room.
So you just can't be like, joy to
Joy to the world. The Lord has come. I'm sorry, that is
and I get what
bonkers.
they're saying about, oh God, people are just belting it out there, they're just spitting everywhere, whatever. Like, okay, I get it. But that's a little crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that's a little crazy, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh, there's
Crazy.
Ryan. Yes, we're talking about insanity in the world. I mean, okay, my husband is a beautiful whistler. I don't know if this is a really weird thing to bring up, but he's beautiful. And he was whistling while he's walking one day,
He
and a
is a good
lady
whistler.
yelled at him for like she's like, you can't do that because the COVIDs go flying in the air. And he's like, I don't have COVID. And he was like, he had his shield on, so he was like, I don't understand. And she was like more than 6 feet away from him. She was like yelling at him from across like a far ways, and he was outside, and he's like, the hell. Yeah, I know. It's just like I can't believe people would. Poor Andy.
I know.
It's just like, yeah. Oh, you should have him as a guest on the show.
Oh,
He would hate that. Oh, he would.
Andy has kind of been a guest on the show.
He has. He like walks by and talks and stuff.
He
And
does stuff off camera.
every once in a while, I want to tip my camera. I wish I had one of those laptops with the camera on the backside too. And then I would just go boop, because he's done dances through here, and I think that would be awesome. He would not be so thrilled. But, every once in a while, I invite him. And I don't think either of our husbands are super keen on being in the spotlight. But
No.
that's okay.
So crazy, but crazy in a very scary way is the whole thing that Ticketmaster is doing.
Oh, yeah. I got a slide for that. Let me show what it is. Okay. Yeah.
So, and keep in mind that what Ticketmaster is doing, this will not just apply to concerts.
This is crazy.
So what they're going to do is they're preparing for their 2021 concert series.
Yeah, next
so what
year.
they're saying is that you will either have to show your vaccine status or that you've tested negative within 24 to 48 hours. And it will be, you would take the test or you have your vaccination status through a third party like Clear Health Pass or IBM's Digital Health Pass. And then when you go there, you will have to show your status. Oh, geez. Ryan Waterbury got flagged for posting about that.
Did he?
And this was from Billboard magazine. So it's not like this is like crazy conspiracy stuff.
No, you're absolutely right, though.
But it's Billboard magazine. And so they're saying this is what Ticketmaster is preparing for their 2021 concert series. If you want to go to a concert, you're going to have to show your status.
Yes.
Or you don't get in.
It's absolutely true. And I think this is the beginning of a lot of major COVID kind of checking, like at work, at restaurants, at events.
What I see happening is I see governors, or I see a presidential executive order stating that businesses will have to incorporate this. If you want to go to the grocery store, you're going to have to show your status. You want to get on a plane, you're going to have to show your status. If your kids are going to go to school, they're going to have to show their status. I think that's what's going with this, because otherwise I can tell you that ClearPass and IBM would not have put the money into this system, because keep in mind they are often partners with our government on projects. They would not have put this money into it.
They're going to make so much money off of this too.
So get ready for this. This will not just be about concerts.
It's about control. It's about tracking us. And it is also about like government supporting like the pharmaceutical company that's going to be making billions of dollars on a forced vaccine. And it's not that tested yet. I mean, they're rushing it through. They say 90%. It's funny that came out right after the election. Very interesting.
And when you dig into it, it's not actually 90%.
It's not. It isn't.
So when you dig into the actual numbers, it's not 90% effective. Because of how they do the testing, it's closer to 50 to 60% effective.
That's not good enough.
Their initial testing.
That's not good enough yet.
So
okay, the conspiracy part. Okay, here's my tin hat.
Tin hat, put it on.
Isn't this how you get zombie apocalypse?
Yes,
like this very thing, like if it's not really tested. And I mean,
and it's the fast zombies, not the slow shuffling zombies. This is like those fast ones.
And they're all running to the mall and they want to play darts. They want to play darts and they want to dance. The bell is rung. The public believes 90% because it's
He's right. The headline went out, and that's all that matters. People aren't going to dig down into it. And even if people later on come back and say, no, it's only X% effective, people will not believe it because people get it into their head, and that's that. And
it's really scary. And since they're going to force people to have it to go do anything, I mean, like, can you imagine if your employer says you have to have this to come to work? You're going to lose your job if you don't have it. So people are going to get this. And what if it's a bad vaccine? What if it is bad?
If it is a bad vaccine, it will set vaccines back for decades.
It will.
We have an anti-vax movement now.
Oh, it will go off, which would be a shame. I mean, because
that will be a true public health disaster.
Could be a great thing. But it is not properly tested. They have not done the work on it, and they're pushing it forward because I don't think they're being forced. They want to make a bunch of money off of it.
Well, and they, I think they really do want to make a good product. They really do want to have a good vaccine.
But you have to test it.
Yeah. So
I don't want to grow a horn. I don't want it to be something weird, like if it's a unicorn, that might be awesome. But if it gives me special mutant powers, could be cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. I always think zombie apocalypse first. Look at the worst case scenario. But it could be something like you can like look at your food and it's cooked or you're like, I'm hungry for Doritos, and they magically appear. Like, I mean, there
Why
could
did you
be
say
some.
Doritos?
I
You're
know.
so evil. Why did you do that to me?
I'm sorry. Maybe there are healthy like cauliflower Doritos out there.
No,
They're not.
not.
You know, like all I want is pizza right now, and I can't have it. Damn. So
Damn it.
that's what's going on, and I'm really scared about it. And I'm
I
trying
don't like
to.
where that's headed. I don't like
It
where it's headed.
is
And
not.
especially when I'm hearing from, Dr. Osterholm, who is in Minnesota, he is one of President-elect Biden's advisors on his COVID task force. And so he put out information today that he believes that we need to have a very strict, lengthy lockdown. Not like what we had this spring, but like lockdown, lockdown,
People are
and that people can be released as they are vaccinated.
no.
So, I mean, like we're hearing a lot of things that I never thought our population would go for, and now I totally think they will.
It just is such a change, like from 1 year. 4 to 6 week lockdown. Oh, Ryan. Oh
Yeah, like
no.
not leaving your house.
It'll be like Australia. We were talking about
Yeah,
that the other day, where they have like police
at
like
police station at your door.
stationed at your door, like you can't go. You
Yeah,
can't leave.
but let's not start ending things on a downer because
No,
otherwise
because we are the
take
positivity show.
I
What
will
did
take
you
a
do?
bath with a bunch of razor blades, and I don't want to do that. So,
No, no, don't do it. I
no.
like you.
So, we do have some like crazy COVID restrictions, like
Yeah.
crazy from overseas.
Oh, yes. Like, okay, here's one from Panama. The Central American country, which has had close to 1,000 confirmed cases, has announced strict quarantine measures separating people by gender in an effort to stop the spread of the coronavirus. So from Wednesday, men and women will be able to leave their homes for only 2 hours at a time on different days.
Yeah,
But what?
isn't that weird?
That's so weird. Because, like, okay, like when I see someone of the
What does
opposite
that do?
sex, I have to have the sex, and that gives me the COVID. What?
Don't
What?
they know they just need a sheet of plexiglass
Well, and okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's kind of controversial,
or
but
glory hole?
people like are gay sometimes.
Now, Heather, not in Panama.
Not in Panama. Not in Panama.
There are no gays there.
There are no gays in Panama, and that's why that rule is so good.
So in Serbia, they had a
Oh,
dog walking hour, right? From
yeah.
8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you could walk your dog. But then they scrapped the dog walking hour, meaning the dog had to go potty inside the house or
Oh
apartment.
no. That and like a bigger dog, that ain't gonna fly. But like really,
What?
you know, like didn't they use okay,
That's gross.
wasn't going outside like one of those things that they said that's you're healthy outside. Go outside, be
But
outside, do things outside.
in Europe, when they're doing these lockdowns in Europe, for the most part, they were not letting them go outside.
Like what why is it different there? I mean, why is it so weird that they think people have to be locked in their house? They're that afraid.
Exactly. Now, in Belarus, they had an entirely different
True.
way of dealing with COVID.
Yeah. Let's see. So that one was
So their president advised
vodka
lots of vodka and saunas.
and tonic. So yeah, the vodka, like okay, the alcohol is
Kind of
killing the
thinking about
virus
going to
in the inside.
Belarus.
Oh man. And then okay, oh, in Belarus. So in
Yeah,
Belarus, the
I think in
vodka
Belarus. We should go to Belarus
we should, because then we can go do a nice, lovely
it would
sauna.
be for our health.
You sweat out any viruses, any illness,
Right.
all the toxic stuff goes away. And then you're drinking
Lots of
vodka.
vodka.
Vodka, that'd be okay.
It's an antiseptic.
And dude, if it works, I am on board with this plan.
It's just medicinal, though.
Medicinal saunas and okay. And vodka. Why not? I like it. Oh, what was this? And then
Malaysia.
Malaysia, the government was forced to apologize after its women's ministry posted cartoons online telling wives to dress up, wear makeup, and avoid nagging their husbands during the country's partial lockdown. Well, I think it's because they don't want the women to get beaten, which is really horrible, a horrible, horrible reason, but also super sexist. Because who
Yeah.
cares like what you're doing at home?
Were they telling the guys to like shave and sweet talk?
You should be nice to your wife. She might kill you. You never know. You spend that much time with anyone, they're not going to look that attractive anymore. So maybe they're onto something, but I think it is quite sexist to only pick one gender to say that to.
So, and here's under bullshit someone was saying was for safety, but absolutely had nothing to do with it. This was like corporate cost cutting. United Arab Emirates,
Oh yeah.
they were not allowing any hand luggage to weigh more than 11 pounds after everyone freaked out.
Why would they do
They
that?
raised it to 15 pounds because it was for your safety for COVID.
Because they do it for international travel. Are they saying they don't want people to travel for very long?
No, no, this
What
was
does
just bullshit that they said was for COVID,
yeah?
but really it means that the plane flies lighter and they have to take on less fuel. That's what that was really all about.
No. But aren't they having less people on their planes anyway due to like COVID restrictions?
Probably not. I mean, that's kind of a money area.
Oh, that's just
And
that's
there's always different rules for people with money than us plebes. You know that, Heather. Now,
yeah.
here is the most bizarre one. Here is the one that I don't even know. In Bali, to go into a cafe, you have to wash your elbows.
What does the elbows have to do with anything? Or do they like just put their elbows on the table?
They were supposing it was because people put their elbows on the table, but I'm like, why wouldn't you wipe down the table? So evidently, no, they weren't wiping down the table. Also, you didn't have to wash your hands, but you did have to wash your elbows, and it was in just like a basin of water that everyone else was using.
So it doesn't really seem that clean either.
No, no.
Washing my elbows.
Washing your elbows. So that's the most bizarre out of all of them I could find.
I think that's the weirdest one there.
That's weird.
They, you know,
That's like our dart thing.
our dart thing was really weird too.
That's really weird.
Like, I just think our whole world is batshit bananas right now. Time for the elbow washing. Yeah. I don't know. I think Belarus has sounded better and better all the time.
I know. I'm was kind of looking at like, what's a flight to Belarus cost?
But they're like, well, have you had your vodka and sauna yet? And then I'm like,
I haven't, man. I got to do it for my health.
and then they'll go, okay, you need to do this. We're not going to make you quarantine, but you need to do a sauna. And I'm like,
Okay.
screw it. I'm doing
Got to do what you got to do. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could go to Belarus and you could sauna and have vodka, and then you could come back here and get your chair dance. It's all for your health.
I like the chair dance for the health. Can you request one?
I think, if you go to King of Diamonds, you can get some chair dances for your health.
Yeah, I just think
That is seated. You are seated.
You're seated. Technically, it's okay. So
it's okay.
I hope everyone stays safe in their own way, and I hope people aren't narking on their neighbors and stupid stuff. And if
no snitches.
No snitches. What is it? Snitches get stitches.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not that tough. But if you're thinking about snitching on your neighbors, realize that they're gonna get whatever they figured out,
But here's the thing. When you need help, when you need that cup of sugar, when you need someone to watch your house, when you need someone to water your lawn, that's your neighbors, right?
Yeah.
So that's who you need to rely on. Don't shit on your neighbors.
Exactly. Don't shit on your neighbors. They're just like you. As even though you may think they're dumb or whatever, they're just like you. And we're all doing the best we can in this. You don't know what they're going through. So go have a glass of vodka and a
And a
sauna
sauna
and get the hell over
and a
whatever
chair dance.
and a chair dance. And you'll feel so much better. You won't want to be ruining your relationships with all the people in your neighborhood. So
Absolutely.
on that note, I hope you all have a great week. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I think that we are in a crazy timeline. Hopefully next week there's more positive stuff. Thank you, Lexi. Well, it's just I'm trying to be positive, and so next week we're going to try to find more and more positive stuff to talk about.
Instead of just crazy weird.
Crazy weird. Crazy weird is kind of funny to me, and I can deal with it, but I don't want sad, depressing stuff. So we always try to look at the positive stuff.
Yes.
So my good thing is this week is always like working to help people, and I've had like really good luck with that lately, and making people happy is what makes me go. So I want to keep things. Yeah, I like the bad shit crazy stuff too. And honestly, I go down rabbit holes of batshit crazy, and I think that's fun too. But I don't want to get sucked into a void of depressing crap. So that's why we do this show, is to keep it a little bit lighter. So how about you, Kara? Anything positive for this week?
Yes. So
Yeah.
I have been saying for several years now that I'm going to do my hard cider book, because I did my almost foolproof mead making. And so I have my almost foolproof cider book written. And Tuesday, a good friend of mine is going to come over and he's going to take the photos for me.
Good.
And then I will be able to put it together and upload that baby. So
I
hopefully by
want
Wednesday or
that.
Thursday. So hopefully I will be able to next week say that I have it ready for upload or uploaded.
Good for you. I know I'm working on a StreamYard, even though I had a crash like today. But I'm trying to do a quick start guide to StreamYard. This is what we use to record our show. So like how to do it and how to do it on the cheap, so you don't have to spend a lot of money if you want to do your own show. So I love it. It's NaNoWriMo month. That's why we're writing so much. So if you want to write something, do it. Do it all, I say. So that's a good thing. I'm really excited about that book. I bought your mead book. It's awesome. So buy Kara Schultz mead book on Amazon if you're interested in seeing what kind of stuff she comes up with. Because I can do mead. Anybody can do mead.
Seriously,
So
anyone can brew this mead and anyone will be able to brew this cider.
it's so good. So I'm excited about that. So yes, get it done. I can't wait. So I hope you all have a great week. I'm all over the place today. I love you guys. Take care, and we will see you next Wednesday. And if you want to like give money to our Patreon, you can do that too. Bye, y'all.